Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tarot the Stash Way. And and this is number 30. And
30.
It's number 30, yes. And Ritchie, you have been with me the last 5 of them because we have been exploring tarot and the senses.
We have indeed.
Yes. And so for, everybody, please welcome Ritchie Longman Tarot.
Thank you so much for having me once again.
Of course. And I am Tarot Stash. Thank you for being here. And together we are the Tunkles.
The Tunkles.
I have a new merch store. Maybe I should get a Tunkles or something like that.
Yes. I want a Tunkle t-shirt.
A Tunkle t-shirt. That's a fun one to say.
Tunkle t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing. Okay, here. Let me put up a banner here.
There we go.
Welcome to Tarot the Stash Way, number 30, and we are doing readings focused on the senses. So we're doing general readings, and with that, we are we're going to be looking at the cards, engaging the senses, and what that message is for the senses. So, and Ritchie and I were backstage, and we're trying to be, because many of you know that both of Ritchie and I are overachievers.
Yeah.
So, this should be a t-shirt.
Hashtag overachiever.
Hashtag overachiever, yes. But so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be nice to ourselves, and we invite you to come along and join us as Ritchie and I do something that we've not really done before.
Oh, this is virgin territory.
And everybody here is watching. So what I encourage people to do is to give this video a thumbs up. And we're simulcasting.
Hello.
So it's there. So you can do that. And if you have missed the previous videos, Tarot the Stash Way, about the senses, they are linked below. Very, very great topic. And
they were fun, weren't they?
They were. And I have to thank you for that, and Medium Betsy Palmer, who Medium Betsy Palmer and some of you were present for the inception of this. So it's like, ooh.
Oh, I love that word. Conception or inception. I love
Inception. Have you seen that movie? Inception? Yes. Oh, you didn't like it. Sorry. We will move on. So, okay. So, hashtag moving on. So if you would like a reading, a general reading about, and we're going to focus on the senses, please type in hashtag senses, no space. Doesn't all have to be in capital letters. And please remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
It certainly is.
Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really.
Really. And I'm excited because, as we said, we haven't done this before. And normally we're quite fast readers, aren't we, Gerald? We'd like to chuck the cards around and we're, bosh, bish, bash, bosh, done. Exactly. I'm not sure it's going to be quite so fast tonight because we might need to, I particularly want to not be leaping into, looking at the card and going down that rabbit hole. We have other beautiful rabbit holes to gently climb down.
Yes. And so we're going to go for about 70 minutes total. And before we do that, we've got some wonderful, here you go. That's why we love your shows. So, and so we have got amazing people here, and I'm going to say hello, amazing people. Thank you for being here. I want to ensure that we have enough time to do the readings, because you can tell I'm sort of like going, I want to make sure that we get them.
We want to do you all.
Yes. And so Jackie's Crystal Moon, Maruta is here, and Denise Fletcher Tarot, who I had the pleasure of chatting with privately, has put up here. Hi, Tarot Stash. How are you? Guests and followers. All of a sudden, I'm feeling empty spiritually and emotionally. I thought I would be feeling a lot with the full moon. And there's a lot of collective energy going on astrologically, energetically, and all of that stuff. So
it's all a bit crazy at the moment.
It is all a bit crazy. And as I said earlier this week, all of us are dealing with all of these energy shifts in our own way. I encourage you to do the things that you need to do, whether it be to turn off the TV, get some extra sleep, eat healthy, go for a walk, drink water, something like that. And oh, look, Jackie's Crystal Moon. Hello, Jackie. Said the full moon can have a big effect on people. Denise, be gentle with yourself. I think that's so true. And yes. So wonderful, Anja, Kaylee,
hi, everyone.
Elspeth, Emily, Coyote, Kim, and Kaylee said, Denise, I've been feeling that way myself the last week or two, just distant from it all. I think it's all the shifting happening.
Yeah.
Yes. And Jonathan is here. Hello. I've missed some people, so my apologies. Izzy, Kim B, Amanda, Sandy. So, okay. Philippa.
Hi, everyone.
Lisa. So, Ritchie, what do you have coming up for yourself?
Well, do you know what? I knew you were going to ask me this. And I got Nancy. So I flipped open my planner and it's pretty empty. And that's okay, because we've been doing a lot. And I also have the joy of having a few days break in a couple of weeks' time for a long weekend. So I'm going to be just preparing. I am going to be doing some lives. I've got a live about AI coming up at some point.
Oh,
I'm just going to be preparing myself for that one, because I don't want it to come across wrong. But if you're interested to join in the conversation about AI in tarot, I'll let you like and subscribe, but as I say, that one's a few weeks off just yet. So there's not a lot going on, and to be honest with you, I probably need to have a little bit of a rest. And you know what? That's okay.
It is okay. And by the way, if people who need a rest, both Ritchie and I offer private readings, but Kaylee said if anyone ever gets the chance, contact Ritchie for a private reading. They're amazing.
Thank you.
So Trisha is here, and Paul Freed. And Paul is seeing Alan Parsons tonight in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So this is the moon is kicking people's butts. So,
do you know what's interesting? Can I just add into that? Is that normally full moons floor me, absolutely floor me. This one is in Taurus, which is my sign. It's actually been all right.
Okay.
I actually feel quite energized by it, which is quite shocking and surprising.
Very nice. I mean, that's good. I mean,
do a full moon without having to retire and crawl under the bed.
Yes. Well, and So, for people who didn't see, yes, the merch store is live. There you go. There's lots of fun stuff, and you can also contact me for private readings. Links are below to how to contact both of us, as well as how to show support by making a donation or something like that. So there you go.
Go and buy the merch.
Yes, but purchase responsibly and know your limits. That's going to be a shirt. Trisha said it's more than okay to have a little rest, especially with the craziness that will soon be all upon us. Christmas.
Yeah. In fact, it seems to have started already, the craziness, which is why it's
yes.
Okay.
So what decks are you using today, Ritchie?
I'm going simple because I want this to be simple, and I didn't want looking through the very few decks that I have, because I have a very small collection.
Yes, you
I
do.
wanted something that was a bit.
It's so small.
So small it can fit into a very small box. No,
Yes.
I wanted something that was a bit neutral, so I haven't gone for things that kind of jump out as really visual or will take a little bit of extra time. I've literally gone old school, so I've gone RWS, that version, and I can never remember what one's called, and I've just gone Tarot Oneness, and I'm not using any Oracle cards. We've got two decks.
Yep.
Radiant Wise, that's the one, and Tarot Oneness, because I just want to keep it simple and I don't want to overload everything, because I've got a feeling there's going to be some intuitive stuff coming through tonight with the full moon and everything.
Yeah.
What are you using?
I am using the Robin Wood Tarot. So I wanted to do something that was very RWS based, and that people can relate to, because you and I, we both referenced these decks throughout, and so it's a very good thing. And then the other one that I'm using is the Out of Hand Tarot by Jamie Sawyer, because it feels like it would give me readings that I could get the sense of
exactly. Yeah,
and,
you don't want
again,
anything that's going to kind of knock that out of kilter. So getting back to the old drawing board.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Denise. True Light from Tarot Stash and Longman Tarot gets deep into our heads and hearts.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so yes, we're using all of the senses, and so again, see the scrolling down there. These are general readings. Enter senses in them in the chat. So later today, I have yes/no readings with Hershey and Thomas. And then I have a really wonderful week coming up with Laugh and Learns. Medium Betsy Palmer and I on Monday are talking about what's your baseline, so that you know. And so it's really wonderful. So, okay. I will stop talking, and let's see who's going to be first for the readings. And again, thank you everybody for being here.
Remember, stay in the chat, please.
Oh, look, Tarot Stash. Do you want to start with, do you want to do me, or do you want to
Let's do you. Shall we warm up? This is the warm up.
Okay, this is the warm up. So, and we are seriously, we're not going to be doing, it's not like a 10 card spread or anything like that. So, and
we got a jumper. We're going to go with that one.
Yes. Okay. So you can get a feel whether or not this is working for you.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to tell you which card I've got.
Oh, he's doing that. And Jackie is teasing me, and Jackie's going, it's fixed. It's fixed. Yeah.
So I'm getting a sense first, because this is what we're using, of coldness. I'm also getting a sense of stillness, but coldness and stillness that's going on there. I've also got the taste of kind of iron, like when you bite your mouth and it bleeds a bit and you can taste the blood that's in. It's that kind of taste that's coming through with this one here, Gerald. Okay. It feels like the situation is, well, you got the Ten of Swords. Let's go with that one there. Okay. So I'm just wondering, it's the wounds that are coming through here, and I just get a sense that it's cold. The bleeding part of it is really noticeable with this card, including the color red. Although there's not actually any blood actually in this card, which I always find quite surprising. It's got a red cloak, but never a lot of blood coming out of it. But I'm just wondering from that if we need to take time to heal. because I'm getting this taste of blood, this kind of ironish. You know what I'm talking about? That
Yes,
when,
yes.
like, if you've been to the dentist and you've had treatment and you get that funny taste, it's that's coming through. It's not a pleasant taste. I'm just getting coldness on this one, and that's the only texture that I can feel. Hearing, I can hear it's almost like an icy wind. So I'm going to say, put things on chill. Literally give yourself time to heal on that one there, because the little wounds and the blood there will clot. Sorry to say that's a horrible term, but it will. It's time to give yourself time just to mend, not massively, but it's time for self-care.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay. Shall I do my card?
Do it.
So I get a sense of a bit of ash and a bit of smoke and a bit of smell of heat. And it's very heavy. So it's very heavy. I do get a breeze. And I'm hearing extra clinking, things knocking together. And so I got the 10 of Wands.
Nice.
So this
2 10s.
Yes, 2 10s. So a lot of heavy weight, a lot of that, that feeling the sweat and rolling down, and then hearing the clinking of those wands, so that they're not. It's this anxiety, and it's pretty outside, but none of it can be seen because of it's all very close. It's all very, very close. So yeah.
There you go, folks. It's as easy as that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this, everybody. And remember, it's hashtag senses, no space. And all right, let's. I did not rig that, but it is pretty.
I'm liking that we did a kind of dress rehearsal.
Yeah. Yes. So, and these are general reads. So, Madame Maru.
Ooh,
So, all right. So, and I believe Maru is here. So,
Madame Maru is always here, bless her. She's a devoted follower, isn't she?
She is. And so, all right. So general reading, I'm just putting Maru to Merita's name up. So, and she's here.
Okay.
So
I'm going to go with this one, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Right. I'm hearing, so firstly, the first thing that came through in this card is the sound of a crowd, kind of not necessarily baying, but kind of making noises that aren't comfortable. A bit like, like in the old films where there were witch hunts and you saw them marching sort of towards you with their burning torch, and there's that kind of baying of a crowd that's just quite an uncomfortable feeling when something could be kicking off. That's what I'm getting with that one there. However, I've also got quite a lot of nice heat that's coming out of this. I'm getting sunshine, and I'm getting a sense of the universe and nature is actually standing up, going, do you know what? We're okay with this one. We're going to just protect you and look after you. So that might be something there to be thinking about, Madame Maruta. As far as taste goes, I don't get very much apart from a smell of wood. And it's a nice old smell, a bit like apple wood, I'm going to say. If you know what apple wood smells like, particularly when it's been smoked, it's quite a pleasant kind. Basically, I'm getting a sense here that people are being a bit noisy, blocking out your view, blocking out your voice.
Oh,
okay. Everything's okay. We've got nice weather. As I said, the nature is on the side there, but I feel like you can't be heard. However, you are trusting in what you have done and what you have said, and you absolutely know that your narrative that you want to say is important, and you will do your very best to get yourself heard.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. So the site that I have, it's difficult to see in this, and I'm hearing waves, and I'm feeling metal, and I'm feeling water splash across my face, and wait a minute, I have hearing twice. Sight, touch, sound, taste, sight. What the hell is the fifth one?
Touch, taste, sound, sight. Here, are we done hearing?
Hearing.
Welcome to Longstash.
Yes, yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyhow,
if that bit's not working, I would ignore that bit.
Smell. Thank you.
Smell.
Oh, and Merida said my mashed potatoes have bacon bits in them.
Ooh.
So, and I'm smelling some salt. So what I have is I have the moon.
Gorgeous card.
So yes, it is a gorgeous card, and this is where I encourage you to put in. I encourage you to look deeply within yourself. Feel the sense of the water cleansing you, and it's salt water. So that's an opportunity there. There may be an opportunity for you to listen to the sound of waves and to help you meditate, to help take you away and do some cleansing. So, and this is I'm actually in this, it's not a lot of waves, so the air is a bit still. So you can get a sense of where you are and where you fit. So
lovely.
So that's what I.
How gorgeous. Yeah.
So there you go. Thank you, Maruta.
Thank you.
And so Jane the Seeker is here.
Hi, Jane.
And let's see who we have next. And again, for those of you who are just joining us, this is new for us. Ooh, Denise Fletcher-Caro is here. Say hi, Denise. And so we are focused on the senses as we're doing this reading. So Denise is here. So there we go. All right. And again, we're taking a little bit longer.
Right, Denise. The first thing that came through is the blocking of senses, and particularly the blocking of color, as in wanting to see things just in black and white. Don't over dazzle me. Don't give me everything. It's almost like I can't cope with the brightness, a little bit like when at the end of Wizard of Oz it goes back into that sepia tone. It's almost like you're wanting to withdraw out of the color and get yourself back into that sepia, that black and white tone, which is really interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with any color therapy or anything that you're doing around your home to do with, or wardrobe to do with perhaps colors, because that is coming across really, really strong. There is a stillness in the air that's going on with this card here. Ooh. Okay, but I do hear birds singing, which is really strange because there aren't any birds in this picture at all when it comes down to it. So it's about being out in nature. It's about that stillness of nature. And I think nature is going to come into a lot of readings today, because this is a card of being outside, but being in the shade. remember what I said about muting the colors down. It's all about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an earthiness, a bit like when it's just rained. Petrichor, I think, is the term that you use.
Yes, yes,
that smell when it's coming through. Again, there's no tarmac, there's no roads in here to suggest petrichor, but it's almost that dampness of earth. Like at the moment in autumn around here, it's been very dry, but the ground is still wet. So if you sat on it, you would still feel the dampness, even though the air is quite cold and dry. Does that make a bit of sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to smell, we're getting the petrichor. When we're coming to viewing stuff, we're thinking of muting the colors down. The card you've got is the Four of Cups.
I thought it was going to be the Four of Cups. Yeah.
So it's very much, I think, here, this idea of color and closing down to so much brightness is, we all need color in our lives, whether we want it or not, whether we have a particular favorite color that we work with. So perhaps you either need to close your senses down to being overloaded, but I think it's particularly visual, that it's almost like you've got a migraine. It's that kind of, I need to pull the curtains and turn the lights down low. And that this time of year, we often do that with candles as the evenings start to get a bit shorter as well. So take time to do that. That is a wonderful space to be in. Don't think that you have to have everything on blaring lights and everything being fired up. You know, make sure your candles perhaps don't have lots of senses in it. Make sure that your bath water is perhaps not overloaded with too much perfume. It's very much like you just need to simplify it all and enjoy the bits that you can.
Mm-hmm. And Denise did say, correct, that is how light is really bothering me now.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So you nailed that one.
Yeah.
And I have added the 5 senses below.
Thank you.
Because I can't remember. And so this is a reading cards on Saturdays and learning all week. Plus, I can't handle any news. Yeah. So this is a very bright card. It's a very intense, very yellow, very focused on that. It smells like flame. It smells a bit like that. You know how heat has a smell to it?
Yeah.
And so things are very hot to the touch. And there's a sense of sweat rolling down your face. I'm hearing the waves of flames, and I'm not necessarily getting a taste with this. However, we've got the Knight of Wands.
Lovely.
So there's a lot of brightness, and things are trying to be very, very clear. And because of that heat, and this is in the desert, we have dunes. There also may be some grit around, especially if you're under the armor. So and then that smell of fire and flame.
Yeah.
So I would say in this particular thing, drink extra water is what I have to say, because it's going to be required for you, especially so you don't overheat.
Yeah.
So, but there you go.
That's fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for asking the question. And so who do we have next? And Denise says, I've been experiencing fire in my thoughts, feeling heat by stove, dryer, bad thoughts. Okay. Kaylee is up.
Kaylee.
Fogo Pogo, who is, I'm sure, cow counting. Oh, and I did see Marita said, I had a wave experience the other day. I thought I would like to experience some peace, and I was presented with 3 wave expressions in the next few moments. That's beautiful. Cool. And Kaylee is present.
Okay. Kaylee, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced it, but I'm lucky that I live in some beautiful countryside around here. And one of the things, we have really sweeping, lovely hillsides, often with really thick grass. And if you go in the summertime, you get the wind blowing across it and it kind of ripples. And if you've ever seen that, it's almost like, people often say it's a bit like if you stand in front of a crowd at a concert and they're all kind of waving, and it's that kind of perpetual motion. It's not quite like water in the sea, because you don't quite often have that. It's not that repetitive lapping thing. This is just like that focus that's going on with that one. So it feels like either, I'm not going to say it's nature, but it feels like energy is moving around you. It's almost like it's doing, not necessarily a figure of eight, but it's undulating, and it's very positive, and it's very warm energy. It's almost like you may have what an electric fan or electric heater that is, when you're cold, it's just wafting back and forth, not burning you, but it's just warming you gently and warming the air around you. That's the senses that I'm getting here. Again, I'm hearing birds, but I'm also hearing the noises of animals in background, wild animals, as in you know, squirrels making their squirrely noises and deer doing their deer things, whatever those animals are. But I'm getting a sense of nature trying again to break through, trying to be, I'm here or I'm in the background. I'm not going to show myself. You're not going to have deer and wild boar and bears coming up in front, but you kind of know they're sort of there somewhere. So that's a sense that's coming through as well. When it comes to the smell, I've got a gorgeous smell of roses.
Ooh.
And I've also got a kind of rich chocolatey smell as well that's going on there. So,
ooh, okay.
And that is also a taste that goes with it all. And it's one of those lovely, again, warming sensations, a bit like if you have really nice chocolate that's sometimes got a bit of chili in it or something like that to give it a bit of a kick there. So that's what I'm getting. So I'm thinking you need to perhaps be in a warm place. You have to be perhaps outside or be working with the outside, because the Empress is here telling you to find some luxury in your life. Find those rich chocolates. Find something that you may like.
Yeah.
Just as a bit of a treat. You don't have to go splashing hundreds of dollars around there, but just treat yourself, because you deserve it. And just remember, these beautiful energies that are swirling around you, they are there to support you and sort of slightly push you in the right direction. It's a bit like that that's going on.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. So the card that I have is the vision is, depending upon where it's sitting, it can be very focused with a lot of movement that is staying in one place. So it's like you can focus on one thing and watch it, and then you can move, and then you can focus on it. This is the card. It smells musky. It smells sweaty, for lack of a better word. And it actually can smell, it might smell a little refreshing. It's like, okay. So this is the touch around this is there's resistance to it. The touch isn't an easy thing to move, but it just feels, ugh. And so the hearing is of heavy breathing. It's of breath, and you know, get your mind out of the gutter. And this is a salty taste, and I would also say it can taste a little citrusy, because what I have is I have the Knight of Pentacles. So
Ooh,
this
that's
Knight
lovely.
of Pentacles is in the gym. And when we think about this, you know, the Knight it's a slow and steady wins the race, but it's continue moving. It's being on that apparatus and moving. And so depending upon the apparatus, you might hear the wind of that apparatus or the clinking of things being put down and then lifted back up. And the citrusy thing is like sometimes people will drink a refreshing beverage that has got a flavor to it.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, and it's stinky, but then when you get out of the shower, it's nice. And Kaylee said, I've been avoiding going outside, even though I know it helps. Stop it. So pedaling and going nowhere. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I did see Sylvia is here. Hello, Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
So, and okay, so who do we have next? And I know a few people have had to head out, so thank you. Who do we have? Elspeth. Let us know that you're here, please, so that we can get you up. Thank you, Jackie's Crystal Moon.
Elspeth.
Yay, okay.
Elspeth, I've got a lovely set of senses that are coming through here. I'm hearing joyous chatter. I'm hearing giggles and laughs. I'm hearing people enjoying themselves. And that's the first thing that's coming through on here. I'm also getting the smell of warming beverages, not alcohol, but warming beverages that's going on here with this one here. You'll see in a moment the clinking of cups, the smell of perhaps freshly baked goods. That's the other thing that's coming through. It's all coming together as a wonderful get together, a treat, a well-earned treat of people that you feel close to finally coming together. So it's perhaps no surprise I have the Three of Cups for you on this one here. Deck.
Lovely.
It's saying it's time to perhaps get together with those friends. Perhaps if you've just phoned them and that you live near enough to actually have a catch up together in person, that would be nice. If not, a telephone will do. But I think the important thing is set yourself time to do it. Don't rush it. Don't be like, oh, I've got to phone so and so, or I've got to Zoom so and so, or I must go. Put it in your diary. Do it. Catch up, because the time that you spend talking to the people that you hold close to you is certainly not wasted, and it will do you the power of good.
I love that. I love that. So I have for you a crowd dancing, celebrating. There's a fair amount of festivities. I am getting fresh air in this. I'm getting the feeling of luxury, softness, and these things that are just they're just lovely to feel. There's a lot of chattering going on, a lot of conversations. So it's very similar to what you were describing. And I'm also smelling, maybe there's some food, maybe there's some people who are smoking, and some incense. I'm not particular getting a taste. The card I have for you is the Emperor. So this Emperor, actually, his face is pretty happy. And so I'm getting this sense that he is observing a celebration and festivities, people working together. And there's a lot of sound, and he he is in his full regalia. So
Yeah.
I would encourage you to, if you do go out, dress to the nines. So, but yeah. So, okay. So, all right. Giggling sums up my day. Just made a brew and eaten a fresh baked baguette with my 2 kids. I also have 2 friends I am overdue catch-ups with. Been a lively day at school with crowds of kids and celebrating Children in Need Day.
Children in Need's a charity.
Children in the Need. Okay, thank you.
Children in Need's a charity. Today's charity, so that all the celebrities put on, and the millions of pounds are raised for all sorts of good causes. So that's fantastic.
That's great.
And that's good fun. It's putting on costumes and doing silly things. So sounds like a wonderful time.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm going to pick one, and then I heard my doorbell, so let me do this. And you're welcome, Elspeth. And so who do we have next? Bohemian Rose Tarot.
You can leave me with it. You go and do your things.
Yep, thank you. I will be right back.
Bohemian Rose. Okay, got me all to yourself. Okay. I can go straight for it. This is quite strong. There is a sense of absolute dryness going on here. There's no water around at all. It's a sense of not necessarily things dying, but things never being given the chance to actually grow because there's nothing for it to grow in there. So it's all feeling a little bit barren. It's incredibly bone dry, and I can really hear the kind of tumbleweed. I'm getting tumbleweed as that kind of wind, that nasty wind sound that you get that isn't full of bird song. This is just wind blowing through an empty space. When it comes to the other ones, taste-wise, there's dryness in my mouth because of all the dryness that's going on around there. I'm also getting a taste of pollen, or a taste of, or perhaps it's a smell. We did talk when we did our debates about how taste and smell is often together. Yes. But I'm getting the sense of pollen in your mouth, which is different to breathing in pollen through smelling flowers, because that could be something like an allergy or something that's going on, but it's certainly pollen in your mouth rather than breathing it in. So I don't know if there's allergies involved in this as well. Regarding sight, you know how we talked about, and I can't remember who it was, with the 4 of Cups, the brightness. This is a bit of a very bright but garish kind of clinical light that's coming through on this one.
Oh,
here. Okay. It's almost like you know, like when we used to have those strip lights with the big tubes, and you know, everything was just white. It's like that before LEDs came in that they could change. So it's almost like a very strong white, a bit like, I suppose, if you were a dentist and they put that light at you, you know what I mean? It's that white light, clinical. It's very, very clinical. It's an uncomfortable card, I'm afraid, I've got for you, Bohemian Rose, because it's the card of the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords is about loss. Let's talk about loss, but it's also about a little bit. It's about how much have you had to give up to get where you want to, and are you still prepared, literally, to keep fighting for it, or should you be perhaps cutting your losses and just taking what's there? Okay, because all of these, unfortunately, aren't very comfortable senses. They're manageable. They can easily, it's almost like I want you to put like cover your mouth or put a mask over your mouth and just kind of leave the picture, because you can leave the picture, you can leave the room. It's just all very uncomfortable, I'm afraid, at the moment. I'm going to be back in 1 second. Okay. I need
so
that.
it's yes. So Jennifer, so the senses that I'm getting, it is very bright out. It's sunny, so there is a lot of light. I am also I get the smell of like a barbecue. And I get the smell of grass and being outside. I am getting I'm just getting with the touch is I'm getting very specific senses that are I'm getting a sense of there's a bit of tension when you're feeling things. I don't know if that makes, I mean, is tension a feel? I don't know. So, and then I'm hearing chatter. I'm hearing some discussions and loud conversations verging on argument. And I don't get necessarily a taste. So, Jennifer, what I have for you is I have the 5 of Wands. And so with this 5 of Wands, I just get the sense of like kids outside playing in the at recess or in a park. So that has recently, the lawn has been cut, and the kids, there's 4 hands that are all got the right tension and they're going, but then there's one more coming up, and so it feels like something unexpected might show up. There's like a boo. So okay, so Jennifer said, I have COVID, the mask, and uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And said, yep, I live in the desert, and tension, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, but you got 2 5s, so that's definitely something to pay attention to.
Yes.
So, and thank you for being here.
Soon.
Yes. Yeah. And moderators, please watch this one. Chris from Elemental Cartomancy is here. And
hi, Chris.
So it's just like, and Jennifer, thank you for asking the question.
Yeah, thank you.
So, all right, who do we have next? And so who's next? And Jennifer said, thank you so much. Oh, Moonchild is up.
Hi, Moonchild.
Moonchild. So, Jennifer said, thank you so much. This is a beautiful way of reading. I appreciate you. You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Moonchild, let us know that you're here. So, yeah. Moonchild. Hello. Yes, Moonchild is here. Thank you.
Oh, lovely.
It's perfect. So, all right. I have to say, Ritchie, accessing these senses could really deepen a private reading.
Gosh, it really would, wouldn't it? It's having the courage to go with it, isn't it?
It is. It really is. This is a new experience for us. It's like, ooh, okay.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to go with it. Moonchild. So I'm sorry, I was jumping first. Is that all right, Gerald?
That's fine. Yeah.
Selfish. Right, I have some lovely senses that are coming into play here. Firstly, I have a slightly moist air being blown in your face, a bit like if you had a dog panting in your face, that kind of friendly, but it's kind of a bit but it's still quite a nice kind of sense, even though it's a bit weird to say there. I have silence as a sound, and that's going to be important in a moment as well. So we've talked about the sense of like wet. I'm not talking dog breath, but kind of wet breath or wet air being in your face. But there is this most luxuriant fur to touch and to stroke and to just comfort yourself. And it could be a bit like one of these wonderful blankets you could wrap yourself up in, but it's certainly fur, and it's an incredibly peaceful card. You've got strength. And actually the hand that's reaching up to this bear, not a lion like we would normally have, you can see where we're going with the idea of comfort, of stroking, of wrapping yourself up, and actually not being scared, because that's what strength is about. It's about being slow, it's about being careful, but it's being strong in your intention and actually doing. I'm loving how I'm waving my hand near the camera.
Yes,
really
yes.
So you can probably see as well where this idea of this kind of warm breath is coming in there as well. But like I said, the importance is that there isn't a noise in this card. It's incredibly quiet. And that's important because you need to have that silence to make the connection, to allow all the other senses to be playing their part. The moment somebody makes a noise, everything in this card is broken. There we go.
Well, I also got silence as well. And it's very interesting because I was checking in with this card. And so, you know, the sight is it's dawn. And there is the ability to, it is enough dawn to allow you to find that one thing that you're looking for, and you can see it. If that makes sense. I'm trying to describe it's that, you know, it's the sun is rising, so there's some clarity. There's a bit of dew because it's a sunrise, and there is I hate to be obvious, but shiny metal feeling. Okay. And then I'm just hearing things starting to wake up. So there's a little bit of birds, a little bit of wind, but then there's also there's a calmness of breath. So I'm not necessarily getting a taste, but I have the Page of Pentacles. And so Moonchild, as I was looking at this, there is this immense clarity of you being able to see what you're holding in your hand because the sun is rising, and you have this focus. Go ahead, Ritchie.
I'm just saying it's practically the same that we were talking about this one, isn't it?
Yes. And so this is also the clarity of is being freshly woken up and then going out and knowing exactly what you're wanting to do. So it's that all of the senses here are pointing to the things that are they're very charged. They're very potential. So I would love to, I'd love to know how that is for you, Moonchild. So
it's wonderful.
Yeah. So, and there is a beautiful page of Pentacles, and so, and Marina Heart-Centered Tarot is here.
Hi, Marina. Lovely to see you.
Yes. Okay. So again, we're going to try to do as many readings as we can. We're not going to get to all of them. And I did see, okay, Anja. And Merita has said, I've been closing my eyes as I listen so I can imagine your description better.
Oh, that works beautifully.
That works really, really well. So, all right. Just let us know. Yay. They're here. And Moonchild said, very good. Thank you, guys. You're welcome.
Gorgeous. You're very welcome. I'm working a lot with the Tarot Oneness, and I'm actually finding a lot easier to do this than the traditional RWS. So like we were saying earlier, if anyone's going to be doing this, do make sure you try a few decks first to see which one's the best one for you on here. Okay. Having the Tarot Oneness does make it much easier because the illustrations are set up for quite a lot of these senses, as I think we talked about when we were doing them.
Yes. I'm changing my deck.
Okay. I'm going to start then while you're doing that. I have like when you are driving and you're perhaps, this may be only in the UK, but you're going over roads that have got little things in it, and you can hear your tires go ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Not like it's got a flat tire, but that kind of, that rhythmic. And I've got speed, I've got things going like this. So you've almost got like when you've got the window down, the aircon's off, and the wind is blowing for you because there is speed going on in here. It's a beautiful autumnal day. There we go, Gerald. I said it for you. So all those wonderful smells that come with autumn and the fall. You've got the smell of leaves. You've got that slight dampness. You've got that kind of fungi and mushroom thing going on there. You've got a little bit of heat from a nice sunny day. It's not a cold, miserable autumnal day or fall day. It's that nice warm one that unfortunately we only get few of, tend to. But it's like the card is about you driving. It's about you going fast, fast, fast. So much so that everything is so fast, your vision is blurred. It's like that blurry thing that goes when everything is really, really fast there. There is something I'm going to say, though, having said all of these wonderful things. Watch, if you're going to go at speed, just watch your speed. And I don't know what that means. But also, there's a little fakeness to this. It's a little bit like, perhaps not so much now, but you'll know what I'm talking about. On films, particularly old films, when you have people driving, and they used to film it behind a screen that was moving, and they would show a thing. So it looked like they were driving, but there's almost like the scenery is a little bit too fake to be true that's going on there as well. So I don't know if that fakeness or that slight shift in reality means anything, but also as you're traveling so fast, as I said, be careful, but also look out for things that might not be as real as they are looking out. Any idea what card I've pulled? 8 of Wands. There we go.
Oh, wow.
This card does it all for you. It's a wonderful one when it comes to the senses there.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love that. And so I because I did switch to the Tarot of Oneness, and people are looking forward to the Oracle of Oneness. Purchase responsibly, know your limits. I did see that she did say that somebody has gotten high resolution pictures and is doing counterfeit decks. So only buy them from her Etsy store.
Yes.
So, okay. So, gold, fields of gold is what I am seeing. And I am getting the sense of a lot of sun. I'm smelling a lot of earth. I'm smelling sort of that fall feel. Sometimes, things start to turn. I am getting for touch. I am getting little pricks of things on you, things grabbing your attention. Hearing, there's I get a rustling sound, very much a rustling sound, and I'm not necessarily getting a taste. So what I have is I have the Action of Pentacles. So this is the Knight of Pentacles, and so we're in fields of wheat, and it's one of the harvest times. So you can smell the earth, and if you're riding through on a horse, you might actually get the pricks. That's where I'm talking about the little things coming out.
That's really interesting. Can I interject? Because when I first picked this card up, I mean, look at the colours on it. And I actually thought I'd pulled the Knight of Pentacles. It wasn't until I actually thought, oh, it's the Eight of Wands. I actually thought.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there you go. I was actually like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, because I know they're labeled slightly differently in this deck. So that's very interesting that you got that one. And I really thought I had that one coming.
And so I would also say, so part of this is pay attention and eat close to the earth. Know where your food comes in. Yeah. So that's what you have. And yes, Elspeth, it is the artist of the Tarot of Oneness is Robin Voicey. And we have been blessed to have Robin join us and do readings with us. She's just a delight. Just a delight. So, all right. Thank you, Anja. Okay, who do we have next? By the way, some of these readings may resonate for you if you didn't get a reading and it resonates. So there you go. Okay, Emily.
Emily.
And Emily, please let us know you're here. And so, yeah, the Knight of Pentacles is beautiful and expressive. So, Emily, let us know that you're here. And Gerald, I can't remember if I told you, but I got myself a copy of the Robin Wood, and I know it's a special deck to you and Jeffrey. Yes, it's a very special deck. You're welcome, Anjna. Okay. And while we're waiting for Emily,
this section of the video is brought to you by the word autumnal. Everyone say it with me. Autumnal. Autumnal. Of, relating to, or characteristic of autumn. Drop like the autumn leaves and like, share, subscribe to our channels. Autumnal.
I have a thing for the word autumnal.
What is it about the word autumnal that you like?
I actually part of it is it's fun to say. Autumnal. It just rolls off. It just demands attention. So, all right. I did not see Emily, so we are going to. Yeah, Jane is like apparently. So, all right. Who do we have next? So. Russ Bob's Barbara, let us know you're here. And I do appreciate everybody being here. Please make sure that you subscribe to all of the channels, both of our channels. You can show support to the channels. My merch store is now on my About page. You can also give donations. Ritchie's got organization that he wants to support, so that's lovely. And I'm not seeing Barbara, so Barbara,
there we go.
Okay. And for a second there, I forgot I have a phone. I could call these people, Gerald. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Barbara. So
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to go first because I can. I'm getting the sound of, I'm going to say the sound of rainforests. You know what I'm talking about? The monkeys that you hear in the rainforest, and
Oh,
the kind of insects that make their chirping noises, and leaves wafting around and all that stuff. So I'm hearing that. So it's, unless you happen to live it near a jungle, I don't know, Barbara, but you know, it's that kind of thing. It's not necessarily a nice walk in the countryside with rabbits. It's a bit more zoological. Can I put it that way? Does that make a bit of sense?
Yes, I like that.
I'm also getting a sense of heat and wet heat. I'm getting humidity. I'm getting, again, that rainforest, the water dropping on you. And with that, you often get a taste in your mouth of being quite dry in the mouth as well. However, there's the smell of wood, there's the smell of bark, there's the smell of wood chippings. Am I painting a picture that we're basically in a rainforest? That's basically what I'm getting.
It sounds like it, yes.
Yeah. I'm also getting the sound of birds flapping very close to you, and that worries me because I don't know if I've ever said my biggest phobia is being close to birds.
I did not know that. Yeah. Jeffrey does not like birds in a house.
No.
So
I can't go into a room if somebody's got even a bird in a cage. I have to be staring at. So I'm getting that going. So for me, that's quite an uncomfortable sound. But to other people, of course, if you had birds and stuff like that, that would be comfortable. And that's fine. So I'm going to let you interpret that one there. But for me, it's the sound that makes me, particularly if you have pigeons that flap as they're just going over your head, it absolutely terrifies me. So there we go. So make of that what you want on there. But with all of these noises and all of these senses, because this whole rainforest, jungle, sweaty, hot, beautiful senses, beautiful flowers, and quite strong colors, it's very much like you have, I talked about Wizard of Oz, it feels like you have walked into this wonderful new space that actually, if I went into the jungle, if I'm honest with you, I would be absolutely thrilled, but also part of me would know that most of the things in this place want to kill you as well. So there's a bit of trepidation.
Your food.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, make sure you're not going to sit on a scorpion or something like that. So what I'm saying to you is that this whole new world is opening up to you, but just make sure you are careful as you explore and have all this wonderful time there with you. And if you are a fan of birds, well, go and find yourself a parrot, because that's what I've got. The Ace of Swords.
The Ace of Swords.
So you could have as a noise a parrot talking to you. You could have almost that kind of, and parrots talking would represent perhaps somebody close to you who just talks and talks with no sense whatsoever going on in your ear.
Yeah.
Almost you're switching off to it as well.
Very interesting. So, Barbara, I have, it's fall, and so it's full of yellows, and we have these flashes of green with these dark colors, and it smells I want to say detritus, the stuff when you're walking and you get all of the stuff that just is like going, oh, okay, it's just all of the stuff that is there. So the touch that I get is it's flittery across your face, and it's quite startling. So it's very light. It's very light, and I'm hearing water, and I'm hearing water just slowly move, and I'm also hearing the wind in the trees, which is one of my favorite sounds. One of my favorite sounds. I don't necessarily have a taste. Do you have any guesses, Ritchie? Yeah, he's like, no, Gerald, don't do that to me. I have life force energy.
Oh yeah.
So, Barbara, this is that opportunity for you to see all things are connected, and probably that parrot is probably going to be coming down and landing on your neck. And so, and one of the things that I was looking at is the light things across, you know, is this we got the spider web. So you know how it is when you walk into a spider web, it's like, woo.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So anyhow, so all right. So life force energy, what I would say is do by all means connect to the light source, the life force energy of everything. So, all right.
Did you see that Emily's here? She had a phone call.
Yes. All right. So, all right. Emily is going to be our last one.
Mm-hmm.
So Emily, and by the way, Jane has been posting in the chat. She got a Tarot Stash coffee mug, and it has been keeping her coffee hot for hours. And they do, by all means, they ship across the world. So, all right.
I love it.
And you know, if people are interested in this, and by the way, if you get these, if you got something out of these readings, please let us know. And you know, maybe Ritchie and I can do another show.
I'd love to do another one because I really appreciate there's a lot of people that wanted a reading, but also it takes a little bit more time to do these ones, isn't it? And that's
yes,
that's the joy of them. That's the joy. And I would really recommend people having a go at this one and just trying it for something a bit more unusual.
So I'm going to jump in first, Ritchie.
Go for it.
How's that? So what I see is I see these beautiful jewel tones. There's these wonderful purples and these royal greens and gold, and there's also like a table in front, and so I'm smelling wine. I'm smelling fermentation, and I'm also getting from touch. I'm getting that lovely feeling that you have when you are the velvetiness of leaves when you touch the leaves. So, and that's really quite lovely. It's actually really it's quiet. There's a moment of contemplation. So it's almost like everybody is waiting. There's this, the hearing is expectant, and it's a very fruitful taste is what I have. So, and so what I have is I have the embodiment of pentacles.
Interesting.
And so, you know, this is that moment of quiet contemplation. People may be looking at you to make the decision and what you're going to say, but everyone is being respectful, and it's understanding. It's this beautiful feeling of the luxury has been along, and it's been a good practice. It's been worth it. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Emily, we're going out on a very interesting one here. All right. Because I am getting hot heat, burning heat, and I'm also getting coolness. I'm getting softness, and I'm getting hardness.
Ooh.
I'm getting quiet, and I'm getting ripply water. I'm getting opposites, basically, in one.
Wow, Emily. Okay.
So let's just elaborate. I've got hard stone and I've got water. I've got the heat of that hot stone, okay, and the coolness. The two don't interact, and yet they are together. I'm going to show you the card because it will make perfect sense.
I was like, is that temperance?
Temperance, yeah.
It's beautiful.
And this is the first time, I think, because I've always struggled with the temperance card, I've actually gone, yeah, that makes perfect sense, isn't it? It's about the coming together of opposites to make the whole picture, okay? You've got one foot that you can actually feel the water, the coolness, perhaps the slipperiness, and the other side of you that's got the dryness, the heat, the hardness. So literally, it's a game of two halves that's going on here. Literally down the middle of that card, you could divide it. You could fold that card in half and have two different images going on there. So it feels like it's not necessarily being pulled apart. It's combining together. And that's the important thing about the temperance card, is it's all these two things coming together to be powerful and to settle. And I think this is a card about settling. It's not a card about moving on and making dynamic changes and changing directions and coming up with wonderful ideas. It's about letting everything come into play, balancing out, settling, getting yourself settled, because you could splash water on that rock and it would cool it down, but it would still be hard. It would still be a rock.
Right.
Yeah. You can't quiet the stream. It's a lovely, lovely, quiet bit of music or sound that normally most people would fall asleep to, but you can't stop the sound. It's always going to be there. So it's there. And sometimes you just have to work with what you've got. You can't change it. Enjoy it for what it is, but it's that balance, it's that fine balance that's so important.
That's that's a great interpretation of that card, Ritchie. That's really good. And see, this is one of the benefits of having Ritchie here with Tarot the Stashway is you get to learn something new. You get to see things differently. So
thank you.
Barbara did say thank you. It's been raining and raining and raining, like Mark had said, and we have had 2 bears running around the area. Hopefully they will be sleeping soon. So, well, that brings us to the end. Philippa, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been great. And we'll just simply say, y'all are wonderful. And thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for watching the video. And in a world where you could be anything, be kind. Thank you, amazing people. All right. Bye.
Bye.